bring my tools back up. All sorts of views, as with a lot of modelers. I tend just to use this front one. So I'll just take this, select these two faces here, and I'm going to extrude in, like so. Scale it down as I extruded it, and then extrude again, back up. I'll leave that for now. And what I would like to do is just make a ring around here, or a loop around the edge. So I'll put some geometry back in. I'm going to change all this geometry again in a moment, but I'm just putting some back in. So that I can put myself a loop in. Using that connect tool again, and then taking out the faces as needed. So select two, right click, connect, gives me that face loop, and that's almost where I need it now. I'm just going to give myself another one there, lose that edge, and then I'm going to take those two, merge the vertices, and it gives me a loop around there. Again, some triangles in there, but I'm not too worried at this stage. I can remove all of them later. Gives me a nice loop all the way around that nostril. I could actually split that now. Select two of them, Alt A, Alt X, and then adjust the scale like that. Gives it a nice rounded edge, which will help with subdivision. So you can see straight away with that detail, although we're not completely right and we've got some silly polygons going on around here, the shape of that nostril is almost how I would want it, and I can refine more obviously, but generally speaking that's the way I would do a detailed area, like that. So I'm just going to bit of work around this mouth area while I'm here, just to round it off. Obviously I'll just smooth that area down as well. So let's carry on correcting this geometry around here. So I'm just going to put a lot of these right here. Shaping this nose off. Again, you've got to be so careful that you don't work it on one side and then lose the silhouette on another. Classic mistake, not just with 3D modelling, with a lot of artwork, a lot of 2D artwork. People just refine it before it's right. It's a classic mistake. Done it myself a million times. Okay, so let's keep working on this geometry around. Let's try and get some edge loops back around here out of this mess that's appeared around here. So I think we do need a split actually through, coming up through here. So I'm going to use my now famous split tool. Run that split right the way out through there. And then we can get rid of that edge there, I think. edge. Gives us a 5-sided there, but we'll get rid of that in a moment. Use that one there for now. I'll use that one. So connect those two. Didn't mean connect them, merge vertices. And then all I need to do is round this back in. And we're almost there with the nose area then. And I'll just step back from it at that point when I get there. Just finish this nose around the back. So you've actually built up the shape of the nostril and then the bulge of the nose. And we've kept that virtually apart from inside here, where we've got 1, 2, I think it was, triangles there. And if there's only 2 triangles on either side of a couple of faces, that's very easy to fix with jointing the 2 triangles up. And that's it, turn them into quads. So we're back to being all evens there now. So we're just over the half an hour into the model now, and as you can see, I've started to detail one area and not done any refining. I've just chopped it up into the shape I need. The basics of the heads there, I'm going to do an eye next, a bit more in the mouth, and I'm going to reshape everything. And we'll carry on probably up to about an hour now with detailing. The first 30 minutes was just about that box, shaping out the box. So I shall pick the next area. So before I go and do that, I'm going to correct this here, get some edge loops into place. So just trying to get a loop going on along here. Gives me a nice clean run. Just going to bring the line out from here. Which will help me define this lip a little bit better. You can see how it's curved that round. So I'll connect those two. Take that one out. See how it's just getting cleaner and cleaner as I go along. The mesh that is. Made a mess there with that one. Okay, I can actually split that loop. You can see a loop there. If I select two faces there, you can see that loop. It's going right around to the back of the nose. That's pretty much how I would like it. You can see that face looking better already, so I'm going to split that. Shift X. And that will just give me a lot more to play with in terms of flexibility in the geometry. So I'll just refine my way around now. Let's just split that through there in a few minutes. But we'll get a bit more of the shape right before we do that. Okay, now up to the cheek. There we go. Starting to take the shape of the cheek now. That's actually allowed us to put the crease in of the cheek. And we'll just finish off the nose area before we move on up to the eye and the other higher bits. Just add that into that loop there. Take away that edge. Connect those, oops, and three there, connect those to two. Just want to try and keep that loop there if I can. Certainly for the time being. You notice since earlier on I haven't done any cuts right the way around the mesh, which as you remember I said I didn't want, because of the fact that we would end up having far too much geometry in areas where we didn't need it. And as you can see now, all the geometry is coming in rings, loops, whichever way you want to call it, in this area here, and nothing's happened around the back. And there are some areas like this where we've got 5 sideds, but again you've seen how easy it is to correct that. So there shouldn't be any problems with that. Okay, just a bit more along here. Reshape the forehead. I'm going to bring this round because I know I'm going to need more loops around here eventually. these edges here. Keep it in loops. Again, wherever possible. Giving myself loops back. Okay, lots of issues up here. We'll make sure we come back to that. Just going to select all these faces here and bring them forward. The forehead's just not far enough forward. You can see how that made a massive effect straight away there. Just look completely different for a second. I want that line across there quite tight. Okay, I'm actually going to run that a bit higher, which means I can take out that edge. Again, checking all the angles. I've got a rogue point now, don't quite know what's happened there, so go back in and just fix it while we're doing it. Find out why it's happened. It's these edges here, so quite easily fixed. Something that you can do, select 3 vertices and use a pen to poly, makes a polygon. If we then add a vertices on the edge there and hit enter, gives us a vertices. You can see that makes that 4-sided, and just bring that to the centre. I actually made a mistake there because that one snapped, so I'll do that again and show you. Try not to mess it up this time. Do it this way instead. Split him down there, about where he came from. Use that edge there, that point. What was happening there is it's snapping to the seam, which can be a problem if it's not controlled. And when it snaps to the seam, any open edge will snap to that seam. So some people don't like that in silo. It's really about how your merge tolerance is set. And it's one of the reasons why I don't usually take out and leave a hole for the eyes or at the back of the mouth, simply because it's easy to leave it in and not have it snapping by mistake.